Geometry E3 graph and linear equation. Today we're going to be graphing these lines. You learned how to do this in Algebra 1, but we're just going to pick back up and try to do it a little bit better, a little bit faster, kind of understand what's going on. Okay, to be able to graph a line, it must be in y equals mx plus b form. The y must be by itself. Is the y by itself right now? Yes, it is. Great. Whenever we're graphing, we need to find the slope, which is m, and b, which is the y-intercept, where it crosses the y-axis. Once you know the b and the m, you can graph really, really quickly. You're going to graph the b first, and then you're going to do the slope. Remember, slope is rise over run. So on this, I apologize, I shouldn't have used the same number both times, but your m is 3 because it's the number that's in front of the x. Remember, m is slope and m is rise over run. You have to have a fraction if you're graphing slope. So if you don't have a fraction, you're going to put it over 1. So your rise is 3 and your 1 is 1. But, and, this 3, your b is 3, and that means where you're going to cross the y-axis. Remember, you're going to do the b first and then the m. So, here is your y-axis, okay? So we're going to start, let me change colors one more time. You start at 0, 0, and we're going to go up 3. Once we go up 3, we're going to put a point there. Okay? That has taken care of your B. That's your B right there. Then, from your B, we're going to do rise over run. Let's use the yellow to tell me that it's slope. So, from your B, we're going to rise 3 more and run 1. That's where your second point is. And IXL is wonderful because once you have the 2 points, IXL automatically puts your line for you. You do not have to draw the line on IXL. And that's it. Okay? So on this one, your M is 7. Your B is -2. Remember, m is rise over run, so we're going to put a 7 over 1 there. You do the b first, and then the rise over run. So we're going to start at -2 on the y-axis, which is right here. From there, we're going to go up 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then go over 1, and put your second point, and there's your line. Really fast, really easy. Okay. On this one, x equals -8. What's going on with x equals -8? There's not a y. If there's not a y and you just have an x, it's going to cross the x at -8. It's going to be vertical. Okay? So, where's -8 on the x-axis? Right there. So you put a point there, and then you want it to go vertical. So you can put any other point that's vertical to -8, and IXL will draw that line for you. And that's it. Y equals -7x plus 3. Y is by itself. So our slope is -7 over 1, and our b is +3. Up 3, draw a point. Now, watch this. Right now, I put the negative with the 7, okay? No big deal. If we're going to rise a -7, I need more room here. If we're going to rise negative 7, that means that we're going down 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I've already went down, I've already taken care of the negative. And if I've already taken care of the negative, then when we run 1, we have to go in the positive direction. See how that kind of connects right there? But sometimes you may not have enough room on your graph to go down 7. Maybe we need to go up 7, and that would be fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But if I went up 7, I haven't taken care of the negative yet. So to take care of the negative sign, I would have to go left 1, which would be a negative 1, and see how all of those are in the same line. That's all you'd have to do. Y equals negative 9x. Okay, we have a y, we have an x, so we're going to have an m, and we're going to have a b. What is our m? Negative 9 over 1. But what's our b? Where is our b usually? It's right here. Usually right there is that number, right? But if there's not a number there, what number represents not there? 0. So we're going to start at 0 and then go down 9 and over 1. So up 0 or 0. Now I did say go down 9 and over 1. That's fine. We can do that. I'm just going to have to move this a little bit. There we go. So down 9 and over 1 would be right there. Or I could have went up 9 and to the left 1. If I didn't want to move that graph like I just did. Y equals 8. Now it doesn't say y equals 8x. If it's y equals 8x, then we'd have an m and we'd have a b. But there's no x here. Just like we didn't have a y earlier on that x problem. If there's no x and there's just a y, it's going to cross the y-axis at positive 8. So it's going to be horizontal. Okay, so here's 8 on the y. To make it horizontal, you can do any number that's there and it'd make that line. All right. Now on this one, there's a little bit of work, not much. So is y by itself right now? Y is not by itself, so we cannot find the m and the b yet. Remember, it's y equals mx plus b, and we do not have a y equals right now. We have a y plus 7 equals. So we're going to move this 7 over to the 1. That goes away. And now I have y by itself, and 1 minus 7 is negative 6. M and b. The b is negative 6. But what is your m? Remember that m is the number that's in front of the x. Now earlier we didn't have a number, and we said it was 0. But in this case, we have an x. If we have an x, there's going to be a number in front of the x. Remember, it's always understood to be a 1. So if it's 1, then it's 1 over 1. So I gotta move this up a little bit to get to my negative 6. So negative 6, and then rise 1, run 1. There you go. Okay. These are actually really, really fun if you get enough experience with them if you try them a little bit more than just, once and done. So what we're going to do here, see the 7, the 10, and the negative 70. Well, those are like some really big numbers. But look at 7 and 10. And then look at 70. 7 and 10 are factors of 70, which means I can multiply 7 by something to get 70, and I can multiply 10 by something to get 70, okay? When that happens, and you have the x and the y on one side, and then the 70 on the other, you don't necessarily have to get it in y equals mx plus b form. Sometimes on IXL, it's not going to help you if you do. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to write it down twice. Ugh. My pen does not want to work. Okay? And watch. Let's put 0 in for x. The reason I want to put 0 in for x is because something really nice happens. Okay? If I put 0 in for x, everything else stays the same. And what does this say to do? It says to multiply because they're right next to each other. So what's 7 times 0? 0. That's right. Oops. Okay. 0. That's right. And so it basically cancels that 7 out, and you're left with 10y equals negative 70. So I can quickly divide by 10 and get y equals negative 7. Okay? I'm going to let that chill for just a second. Let's go to the other one. Well, if I let x be 0 the first time, and it nicely went away, I'm going to put 0 in for y this time. I know I'm getting really wild, aren't I? So I'm going to put it right there. And we have 7x plus 10 times 0 equals negative 70. That cancels out. We divide by 7, and x equals negative 10. And look what we have. We have 2 points, and 2 points always makes a line. So 0, negative 7 is right there. Negative 10, 0 is right there. And IXL will make that line for you. It's so fun. I love it. Let's do it again, because they're so fun. So we're going to write it down again. 5x minus 2y. Ugh. Let me erase. Make it prettier. 2y equals negative 20. 5x minus 2y equals negative 20. So if I put 0 in for x, I know that's going to go away. So I'm left with dividing by negative 2. That goes away. And what's negative 20 divided by negative 2? Positive 10. See, it's so much faster. And if I put 0 in for y, that goes away. And I divide by 5. And that goes away. And negative 20 divided by 5 is negative 4. 0, 10 is right there. Negative 4, 0 is right there. And there's your line. One more time for kicks and giggles. If I said to draw. Okay. So 2x minus 9y equals negative 18. 2x minus 9y equals negative 18. Now these only work basically because 2 goes into 18 and 9 goes into 18. Not because 2 and 9 make 18, like that last one we just did, but 5 goes into 20 and 2 goes into 20, so that's why I know it would work. Otherwise, you're going to get fractions and it's going to be nasty. But 9 goes into 18 and 2 goes into 18, so that's why I know it's going to work. So if we put 0 in for x, that goes away. We divide by -9, and we get a positive 2. We put 0 in for y, that goes away. We divide by 2, and we get -9. -9, 0 is there. 0, 2 is there. And that's supposed to actually go through the point. Let's see if I can undo that. Yes, I can. There we go. Okay, I think I have this last one. Okay. So x equals 0. If x equals 0, just like, bear with me, I'm going to go up here a little bit. I think it's the next one. Okay. Remember this one? X equals -8. What happened? It was a vertical line at -8. Okay, let's go back down. So if x equals 0, what's going to happen? It's going to be a vertical line at 0.